Right, hello and welcome to the stream. We are doing some more practice of the Nordschleife ahead of Saturday's race. Right, hello and well. Right, my mic works. I've got my drink. What voice crack? I've got my drink, I've got my gloves, and we can get going. Right, okay, so I should show you what I've done to the setup. It's fixed setups, but I've got some changes that are allowed, which I've put in mainly just, well, they're not really changes at all. There's just fuel load and things that have changed from Thursday when I last streamed. I'm going to be doing some quali runs, option compound, not wet. We want the option compound. And yeah, so we'll get going. Although I've got ABS on, that's good. I can race without ABS, it's just better to have it. Oh, and my pedals are moving. It's always lovely. I find that you barely have to use the brakes to get turned into that corner. And again, I know ABS is on, but I've been trail braking anyway. Just because the ABS allows you to get deep into the corner, but if you trail brake, then you're still braking more efficiently, even if you have got the ABS to sort of back you up in case you do make a mistake. Which is quite easy to do in these cars, they're quite easy to lock up. And you can see how effective the braking is just by not using the full pressure as I turn in. 8:06 is the time we're currently chasing. And I have got stream donations properly set up now, if you want to donate. You can see we've got a donation goal at the bottom of your screen. So I've just been setting up my stream properly as if it was the actual day, because well, we've only got about 5 days now until the race, and I'm pretty unprepared. Brake at the 100 board. Really try and get turned in the best we can. Turn one, second gear. Then you don't want to brake here, just keep it in second gear and then just feather the throttle. It's a little bit badly taken, that. Now I can go into first. This section's better in first because the revs get quite low, so we're going to just not use the brake again and run quite wide here, click the curb. Possibly not on the grass, but we were anyway. Now we're braking as late as possible. Using these tyre marks as kind of a gauge for where to brake. Then really aggressive out of second gear. And oh, I've balls the lap up already. Right. Possibly a good time to practice a pit stop. So we're going to come into the pits. I know this is probably not what we'll be using on the day, but I'm still waiting for clarification on that one from the admins. So we need to spot the braking point. And we want to stay on options. I haven't figured out how I do fuel though. And that's not what I want to do. 9-second stop for tyres. And I've oh, I've Grosjeaned it. Right. We'll check Discord quickly. Yes, oh, I thought I was on the wrong one then. And then we'll get going again for an actual run now around the Nordschleife. Just figuring out what other random channels I can post this stream in. Not many, to be fair. Fuel will be changeable when Che makes a patch. Yeah, that makes sense. In fact, I might as well get into the team radio section on the Reading Game Discord. I should also undeafen myself. I was going to use Streamlabs OBS for today, but it's a bad idea. What's my push to speak? Is it that one? No, it's that. Okay. Which is also clutch, I think, so I'll have to change that. It's because my TeamSpeak is a different button. So, controls. Clutch we need as B on the wheel. That's perfect. So, yep, everything seems fine. Let's have a look at race settings, garage. 40 litres, that's enough for 2 laps, but with an invulnerability on, fuel doesn't get degraded, so it's best to run as light as possible. I've also put clutch on because I don't want to stall off the line, frankly. I also need to figure out a plugin or something that has a virtual mirror, if you know of any, Joe. It's going to be a very long race, which I suppose is the point of endurance. But I suppose it's just kind of getting comfy and things like that. Practicing my drinking skills there. I've realised that I probably will need a drink halfway round, so I've got a bottle of water. Oh, I've broken way too early there and then really not made up for it at all. I was just reading live stream chat. I still don't understand why DTM cars do have ABS and traction control. It's a little bit annoying. Let's go, Tom. Hello, minor minion. I'll have you know I'm the superior minion. I should probably get my tyre temps panel up, but that would mean reaching over to my keyboard, and I do want this to be an actual legitimate hot lap. Braking as late as possible. I'm not really going to trail brake into there, because it's just all about taking that as fast as I can. Oh, my foot's itching. That's an issue. Especially when I have to brake. Oh, that was done smoothly. Mid-itch, I was able to put my foot back down for the brake. Oh, you can really use just a little bit of braking pressure just to really get yourself turned into the apex of the corner. Oh, I just read live stream chat and immediately went off the track. No, JM Gaming. Oh, they can be disabled, yeah, sorry. Yeah, TC and ABS can be disabled, but I can show you my assist now, actually. So, normally, in any other cars, I'll run no assist whatsoever, but these cars I have a high ABS on, because DTM cars have ABS in real life, and they're really difficult to not lock up. So it's just easier to get more turn into the corners. Like, you can brake so much later with ABS in these cars, which it sounds really counterintuitive because ABS is meant to help you brake later. Or ABS usually makes you brake earlier, but these cars, it's so better to brake with ABS on. I wouldn't do it if it wasn't faster, but I think Joe ran some tests or something and it turns out to be faster. So, should probably plug the actual stream now. My stream, not the actual official stream for this race, but the race is on Saturday at 3 o'clock, I think. The stream will start, and it's a 3-hour race. Quali should take about half an hour, 40 minutes in terms of warm-up and actually getting to the race. Now, I don't think there's a formation lap. I hope there's not a formation lap. I don't want to do 16 minutes. Half throttle with I would say some of the back markers, but I haven't actually seen my pace compared to the back of the field. All I know is that I should be midfield pace, at least qualifying. And obviously in a 3-hour race, qualifying isn't that important. My only worry is that I'm going to end up getting really complacent, like just little things like that, just reading live stream chat and getting and just making little mistakes that can end up, well, building up and costing you. Like, it's really difficult to commentate because this track isn't like, it's not like Monza where I can just do it by muscle memory. The GP section's fairly muscle memory, but into the actual Nordschleife you do have to really concentrate around there. It's sort of muscle memory for the first few corners, and then you have to really concentrate past Sector 2 and Sector 3. I mean, I know Sector 1 pretty much like the back of my hand now. Setting fairly competitive times. I think it's the GP section where I'm losing most of my time. In terms of the actual Nordschleife, most of the corners I don't really feel like I'm losing too much. I also can't really reference the corners because I don't know their names. I don't know much, if any, German. There you go, that's how you take that corner. 4th gear, you don't really want to go down to 1st, apparently, at any point, really. 3rd gear, just really using the brake pressure to get myself turned in there. Then here, I've got to be really careful. Make sure I don't hit that barrier. It's very difficult not to hit. And then this one's, that catches me out every time. I think that one's Flugplatz. And now flat through here. 5th gear up to 6th. It just has to rev out the car a little bit. And it's here that's absolutely deadly with ABS off. Difference is, if you make a mistake in this, I can restart. If you make a mistake in real life, that's an £8,000 fee to sort out your barrier. There we go. We've been immediately quite slow, possibly from that mistake. We're about a second down in Sector 1, which isn't too bad, but it's certainly not good. we've got time to make up for it with lack of mistakes through the rest of the lap. Really difficult section coming up now. Can never really tell which one of these is flat. Oh, that's meant to be flat, but I just don't really have the balls to take it flat. That's probably the only real appropriate time to use first gear on this part of the track. As late as possible. You can really... I think it's there where the curb is quite deadly. I think it was this section where Lauda had his accident. Probably could have taken that flat, but the car's basically revved completely out. Such a fast section, this. And there's slight break down to fourth. I forgot there weren't 7 gears in this. Then this one you want to be really close and just make sure you don't hit the barrier on the exit there. Heading into the carousel then. As late as possible. Just really keep it low and keep the car turned in. Force feedback screaming. Third gear on the exit, slightly jumping. This bit is also very... In fact, this entire track's tricky, for being honest. This is the section where I always use the barrier to get myself turned in. 2:57, that's actually quite a good Sector 2 time. In fact, that's a very good Sector 2 time from my previous attempts. I think that's my personal best through Sector 2, actually. Now it's just being very careful through Sector 3. Just making sure we don't balls it up. While also keeping a good pace. That corner's so tricky. Really creeps up on you. Shouldn't really use the curb there. Then can probably run that a little bit better. Now I have to really just keep it planted. Foot to the floor as long as I can really... Track really creeps up on you through this section, but this is the fastest I've taken it, I think. Gotta really rely on the engine braking. There'll be no damage in the actual race for the sake of our sanity. Not really using the second carousel to its maximum there could possibly be a little bit better. I appreciate there's just been a message in chat. I will read it in a second. Hey Duff. Right, we can rest now. I say, as I almost go into the wall. You can see the Tristanfarden cars. Which is a little detail I like about this track, actually. Although I'm not sure why the Tristanfarden line would be big during a DTM race, but you know, I don't think DTM do actually race here in real life. I know they do the Nürburgring, but I don't know if they do the actual Nordschleife itself. almost losing the car there. Right, this should be sub 8:10. Alright, 8:11. 4 sector 3. What's the potato fund? Right, okay, the potato fund is just a name for a donation goal I came up with. I decided that if I did suddenly start making absolute bank off of streams, then I'd probably put it towards a graphics card and things like that. So that's why it's called the No Potato Fund. Removing the British potato. Donation link is in the description for the 3 people now watching. Hopefully we'll get larger numbers in the actual race, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Ah, ballsed it. Right, we're going to try another pit stop then. I might put, so we want ABS high, traction control high. Only for the pit stop though, so that I can get it sorted. So on the options, new tyres, and then traction control back off. It's probably the smoothest pit stop I've done, if I'm being honest. I now have 1 litre of fuel though, so I might want to get rid of alright, it's a bit harsh. It was only created today. No fun. Oh, just put up my right, I'm gonna try a lap in cockpit view. No, I'm not that suicidal. Yeah, shifting between 5th and 6th, I need to do that. I've got a habit of revving out 5th, it's way too much. It's because I saw in like a Forza video like 6 months ago that said revving out 5th is faster, but obviously that's Forza, so it's just become muscle memory since. I think it was actually as well to the fact that in all things Val's Canada season 3, I used 5th gear opposed to 6th down the main straight and was a lot faster. So it is actually slower in these cars, but in some cars I think it can be faster. Indy cars especially, on speedway setups. Whoa! A few screen freezes. I can't think if this is an outlap or not. I think this is an outlap. I mean, we're going to find out by my 1 minute lap time that I set in a second. Tom, you have no muscle, so is it just memory? No, I've actually been, like the henchman I am, I've been putting force feedback on 100%. So, I've actually got, like, huge muscles now. Like, just in a day. Best way to get massive muscles is just put your force feedback on 100%. And my game crashes halfway through a corner. And my upshift literally didn't want to work. Alright, my game's quite choppy. I'm going to have a quick restart of the thing. See if the server's up. Bear with me. Right. Okay. So. No muscle, so is it just memory? Oh, wow. This is harsh. A blind person is better than you at this game. Duff, you wouldn't even reach the pedals. You'd have to use hand controls because, like, your little legs just couldn't reach the pedals. It's basically. No, I'm going to see if the server's up. Not looking promising, not going to lie. Server looks about as dead as the dodo. Kind of want to see what other series I've got here. Shall we, I kind of want to do some rallying in a car that isn't meant for rallying, but I do need another lap of the Nordschleife. Right, keep watching, because I'm going to prove to you that I am good at this game. You know, I haven't got 219 hours for nothing. I'm not going to read that message out because I'm not sure what it's referring to, so we'll not take the risk on that one. I know what you're like, Duff, so better safe than sorry when it comes to you posting messages on the internet. Right, okay. Might move my seat forward a little bit. Oh no, that seating position's absolutely horrible. Right. Broad daylight. That's how you take that. It's a shame it's an outlap. Gonna brake as late as I dare. I feel like I'm not carrying as much speed as I could be through the corners. But to be honest, all of those like sim racing improvement tutorials from like driver coaches, I get bored after a minute too. It's like I swear every single one of them is just like, oh, you need to do this one technique this a little bit better. Like, ignoring the fact that you're going along somewhere at 200 kilometers per hour, it's a little bit difficult to, oh, you need to be more careful on the brakes. It's just a little bit difficult. Oh, don't start easing off the brake pressure until you start turning into the corner. I say as I literally do the exact opposite of that. I need to be a little bit more aggressive into here. And then brake a little bit later there and just carry more speed. Slight corner cut, but we'll ignore that. these cars just having absolutely no grip on the Nürburgring section. I know the entire track's called the Nürburgring, but if you actually call the Nordschleife the Nürburgring, then you need to seek immediate medical attention, because you may have a slight illness that needs addressing. I think the illness might be called pretentious-itis. It's quite weird how late you can break into there that you never even thought you could. I'm going to try just lift off into here. Oh, that was brilliant. And then that was the exact opposite of brilliant. This corner just widens up on you. I need to ideally be aiming for 141 or something in this first sector. And there's that revving out of fifth gear that I keep talking about. Tom, I'm like the only one. Oh no, you're not the only one watching. My teammate for this race is watching, and one other mystery person that might well be me. Oh no! 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 Oh, for God's sake. Oh, I've met the barrier. Right, okay, I'm going to concentrate this time. I swear to God, I set an 806 off camera. I'm absolutely flying. And then I start streaming and I can't get anything better than an 810 on bloody options. That was a pretty rookie mistake to make, to be fair. I'd say I should have let off the throttle, but I wasn't on the throttle. It was just braking a little bit too late. I should know I can't brake there into that corner. So this is my first endurance race, so okay, well, I say first. Technically VRF1ES happened, but I'd only had the game for like 2 weeks then, so it doesn't count. This is the first endurance race where I haven't spun out at the second corner. Well, I should rephrase that. This is the first endurance race where I'm not planning to spin out at the second corner. Like as late as I can, ease off. for God's sake! That's 4th. And I was in 5th. And I've just gone down to 1st. Just this lap has immediately been a write-off pretty much. As long as I don't make any real mistakes on the rest of the track, I'll be alright. But that's a big ask on this track in these cars. It's very easy to have a corner coming up on you without you really seeing it coming or remembering its existence. I need to make sure I stay off these curves, because they really lose you time. That being said, I have just done a 41 in this sector, which is quite a, well, actually a very good time by my standards for the first sector. I think what gained me the time there was definitely the shift. It felt faster. Right, I need to remember that the next corner is flat. At least I think it's flat. Are you gonna try it? Yep, flat. I can just hear James screaming flat, 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 flat in my ear. Oh, for God's sake! And I've completely ruined the lap. My consistency is all gone. Still time to make it up though. It's fair. Hopefully the good first sector has kind of made up for the time lost in that sort of sequence there. It's just these little bits of complacency. Like even then, not being able to feel for my paddle. That's just going to really cost me when it comes to the actual race. Should have been in 6th gear again. I don't mind using the barrier there to get myself turned in, because there's no doubt. Oh, I've completely ruined the lap. Right, really good carousel now is what we need. And an absolutely brilliant sector 3. We'll see how bad the damage actually is when we get to these the end of these corners. Yeah, damage is pretty bad when it comes to actually lap time, I think, just from that alone. Oh, that's actually... I've lost 4 seconds in that sector alone. Yeah, I'm going to abort the lap. Well, I mean... if you're going to abort like that. I am no genius, but I'm pretty sure you don't want to be standing where those people were standing. And once again, I've gone on to that. I don't want ESRS Monaco. What do I want ESRS Monaco? Crying out loud. Yeah, yeah. fully in agreement. Honestly, that lap, I got so excited about my first sector that I just kind of lost all sense of being good at the game. Maybe if I Jean Lacey it and hold the wheel. Nah, I'm not going to do that. That absolutely is an awful idea. I swear to God. Yes, cheers for the reminder there, T-Bents. Lovely reminder of the rules. But, yes. The whole reason. One big win. Yes, okay, right, cheers. I know. I read the rules when I signed up. You don't need to put more pressure on me, like, you know, come on. You know, I'm not illiterate. I do read things. Oh, I've ballsed it again. No problem, I was just getting a little bit annoyed over nothing. Okay, although genuine question about the rules. What if I do the GP layout as my outlap? Is that allowed? Don't mind using the grass there. That's all okay. God, I swear to God, this is why I'm a commentator. In fact, this is the exact reason that I went to commentary. Hello, Patrick. Doot. Not sure what that means. I hope it means something alright, and I haven't just said something horrendous. I think I remember seeing that as a meme somewhere. I think that was a 2:41 sector time, which is good. I think I'm slightly up on that lap that I ended up ballsing in sector 2. Just a couple of attempts, not much. But I need to remember the next bit's flat, and then I need to be quite cautious. Trying to keep my speed up using as much revs as possible. I don't think if this was real life, the engine would particularly like me, but not particularly in my concerns. Again, I've been way too cautious on the throttle there. If I just shift to 6th, I can really use the grip in the option tyres. Possibly 4th that corner. Right into the carousel. And that's not how you take the carousel. And that's not how you take that either. That corner always catches me out. 257 is quite good for me through that sector though. I'm being way too aggressive. I need to calm down. Remember that one corner isn't going to give me like loads of lap time. I'd rather make a corner comfortably than be on 2 wheels through it and just barely make the turn. It's that corner that catches me out every single time. Hoping for a lap under 8:10 here. I need to replicate that 8:06 before I can really chase any more lap time. I feel like I've just had a couple too many mistakes to beat that 8:06. My pace before I went on to options is really starting to creep back in. Why wasn't I in 6th? Oh my god. And I've just hit clutch. That was amazing of me. Oh. Oh my god. Just clipped the... Oh. I've never done that before. Oh,
Alright, that was a 8:12.01.
My virtual was an 8.10. I can do better than an 8.10 if I hadn't eclipsed the barrier then. I swear to God, every time I'm in Discord, I'm like, oh, good practice session today. Oh, I did fine today. Oh, 8:06. Oh, I got a very good lap time. And the second Joe watches these streams, he just realises what he's actually got his teammate. Who's actually his teammate. Yeah, one fluky lap. And then I get overconfident. I swear to God, that is... Every lap how you're supposed to take that changes. My tyres haven't even got any wear, for God's sake. I just need to be patient. Right, we're 9/10 up. Just stick it wide, sweep in, use the curb, and then just slam on the throttle. I've started to let first gear creep back into my driving a little bit too much. I find that for some reason this short shifting into 6th is actually really helping. I can build so much more speed. took the carousel there quite decently. That corner that always catches me out hasn't caught me out this time. It's just for the next corner that catches me out to not catch me out. We're now only 3/10 up. We've lost a little bit of time through Sector 2. Don't mind choosing that to help me turn in on it. I need to be really careful. I don't need to be 3/10 up. I need to be a few seconds up. I'll gain on the straight though. And that corner's not caught me out as bad as last time. And as well, you're forgetting that the 812 did have a pretty bad mistake in it in the final chicane. So all hope isn't lost. It's just looking pretty bleak. Absolutely, basically on the door handles you have to drive this car. I said on the door handles, not taking off the door handles though. Second gear, just kind of being very careful on the throttle through the second carousel. Flats onto the back straight. Right, okay. 58 minutes this stream's been going for. I've got to the point now where our streams don't even feel like they're that long. It's very difficult to keep this car straight though. Might need to take a less aggressive line through there in the actual race. But we've completed the lap. Right, what's that going to give us?
Alright, that was a 8.40.
Tell you now, I don't know how I did an 806. But we'll hope that that wasn't it was on the options. Wow, right. I'm going to end the stream there. I'll take that. To be honest, I need to be able to replicate the 806. Even really be getting more. But anyway, thank you all very much for watching, and I'll see you possibly on Thursday for another practice stream.